डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन युनिव्हर्सिटी.
Dear students, I Dr. Shivang Patel, Associate Professor from School of Computer Science, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, welcome you all from Chaitanya Studio of Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. In the lecture series of Python programming, in previous session, we have discussed in detail how to create variables, what are variables, which are the naming conventions to give the name to that particular variables or identifiers. We have also seen various data types that are supported in Python in detail in the previous session. Now in today's session, we are going to cover various types of operators and its operations. So basically, after completion of this unit, the learner or the student can able to understand use of operators, implementation of operators for different use, understand the typecasting of different variables, write program to use operators of typecasting. Now introduction. So in the previous session we have discussed variable. As you already aware that variable that can be used to store some of the values while doing programming. Now suppose you are using the variables, we are able to perform different operations on it. So based on multiple values, you can perform different kind of operation. We have seen that, say for example, in your variable, the integer type of data that will be stored, and in that case suppose you want to perform addition operation, then sum of these two numbers or two values that are stored in the variable that can be performed. The same way, suppose in the variable string values are there, in that case if you are using the plus operator, so concatenation operation that can be done. So we have already seen based on the type of data, the data type will be decided. As you already aware that Python is dynamically type programming language, so it is not required to explicitly give the data type, right. So whenever you are giving some value to the variable, it will define which kind of data that you are going to store in the variable, and accordingly data type will be decided, right. Now we are focusing on the operators and the subsequent topic, that is typecasting. So basically it is the special symbol, and to perform the operations we are using different kind of operators. So in the Python there are multiple operators, as in the other programming languages, multiple operators that can be supported in the Python. So they are nothing but the special symbol, or you can say that the keywords that can be used to perform operations on various variables, or you can say that some constant values, right. So you can use operators for simple arithmetic operation, complex logical operation, or any manipulation, data manipulation, you can use the operators. Now different categories of operators that can be supported in the Python, like arithmetic operator, comparison operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, assignment operator, membership operator, identity operator. We will see one by one in detail with program. So first we are going to start with the arithmetic operation. So as you already aware in other programming languages, basically if you want to perform any arithmetic operations like arithmetic addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulo, such basic operation you want to perform, you are using these arithmetic operators. So these arithmetic operators contains different symbols like plus for addition, you can see in the table, then minus, that is for subtraction, multiplication operator, then after division, then double slash, that is floor division, modulo, or you can say that the modulus, that is for the remainder, and the double asterisk, or you can say that the double star, that is exponential. Now if you are using the plus sign and your data is of numeric type, then it will perform addition operation. If your data is of text type, or you can say that the string type, in that case multiple strings are combined together, or you can say that it is used to concatenate different strings. Then after minus or hyphen sign, that you are using, that is nothing but the subtraction operator. Then after star, that is asterisk, that are used for multiplication operator. Now suppose you are using numeric data, in that case it will perform multiplication and give you the answer of multiplication. But if you are using string data and using that asterisk sign, in that case that string data that can be repeated or printed multiple times. For that you are multiplying with particular number or particular operand value, right. Then after division, so normally this can be done float division. So whenever you are doing any kind of division, the result should be in the floating point. Then after floor division, here what happened, there is a difference between division, normal simple division and the floor division. In division you will get the decimal point after whatever the digits available, but if you are using the floor division, it will discard whatever the digits after decimal point, right. So that is the basic difference. If you want to get the remainder, in that case you are using modulo operation, and if you want to perform power operation, or you can say that the exponent operation, in that case you are using double star, right. We will see this with one demo. The program you can see on the screen. We have defined two basically variables, variable 1 and variable 2, two different values that we have designed. As you already aware that Python is dynamically type programming language, so it is not required to explicitly write the data type. We have stored integer value. So normally the variable, that is nothing but the object, as we have already seen in the previous session, that belongs to that particular class type, that is of integer type, right. Now suppose you are performing addition, so variable 1 plus variable 2, so the result will be stored in third variable, that is add ADD, and the result is here. Then after multiplication, then after subtraction, these are all operations that can be performed. So all these are considered as the arithmetic operator. Now you can see the division, the default result, that is in the floating point format. Then after in floor division, you can observe the result. If you are dividing two values, that is 25 and 3, so you are dividing 25 with 3, the result is 8. So whatever the values after decimal point, that will be discarded if you are considering this floor division, that is double slash sign, right. Then after modulus operation, so it will give you the remainder, and then after the double star, that is power operation or raised to operation. So here 25 raised to 3, so whatever the answer 25 into 25 into 25, that will be printed here. So this is all about the arithmetic operator. Now you can see, say for example, here as we have discussed, you are using asterisk sign. So here I am using 5 into 5, you can see on the screen. So you will get the result 25, because both the digits are of integer type. But suppose you are using one string and then after you are multiplying with some of the digit, in that case that amount of time, that particular string, that will be printed. So according to which kind of data that you are using, the result will be displayed. Then after the next operation, or you can say that the next operator, that is comparison or relational operators. So if you want to compare two values, in that case you are using these comparison operators. So basically that includes double equal to, that is for equal to, you want to check both the values are equal or not, same or not, in that case you are using double equal to. Then after exclamation mark and equal to sign, that is not equal to. Then after greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, right. So these are the operators that resides under comparison or relational operator. Now one program that shows that how to use comparison operator or relational operator. So here we are having two variables, one variable that store the percentage of student 1, say for example the value is 90, same another variable we have defined, that is percentage of student 2, that is 90. Now suppose we want to check, we want to compare both the variable having the same value or not, in that case you are using the operator double equal to. So you are using double equal to here, so it will give you the result in Boolean form. As you already aware in the previous session that if the data type is Boolean, so only two possible values, any one value at a time, that is true and false, that can be possible. So here you can see in the result of double equal to sign, the result will be true because both the values are same. Now you can change the value for variable 2. instead of 90 we are mentioning 92, and now you can check not equal to sign, that is exclamation mark and equal to. In that case it will give you true. Why? Because 92 and 90 both are the different amount, different values, that's why the result is true. In the case of 90 and 90 you are using here, you will get the false result. Same way greater than, it will check for the maximum. Same way less than, it will check for minimum. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, all these are operators that are under the comparison operator, right? Now the next is logical operator. So basically three operators that can be used here, and, or, and, not. So basically this can be used to check the combination, or you can say that the multiple conditions you want to check whether the result is true or false. In that case you can use this logical operator. So if all the conditions that are true, in that case the result will be true. If any one condition is true and the remaining all the conditions that are false, in that case if you are using the OR operator, so you will get the true result. And the NOT operation, or you can say that the NOT operator, that can be used to negate whatever the value. That means if you are using the condition and the result is true, and if you are applying that negation operation or NOT operation, you will get the opposite result, that is false. Here the example is also given. Say for example 5 greater than 3 and 8 greater than 5. Here both the conditions are true, that's why the result will be true. If any one condition will become false, the result will be false. So then other way, OR operation. In OR operation, if any one condition is true, then the result will be true. Say for example 5 greater than 3, that is true, or 8 less than 5, that is false. So here any one condition, any one result that is true, the whole result will be true in case of OR operation. And here 5 greater than 3, in the next operation, that is NOT operation, 5 greater than 3, that is true condition, but here before true you are applying the NOT, so you will get the result false, right? Here the example is given. Suppose 2 percentage, 10th and 12th, that will be given 78 and 65. Here you will check that percentage of 10th, that is greater than or equal to 70. So 78 is greater than or equal to 70, that is true. In the second case, again 12th percentage 65, that is also greater than 60. So both the conditions are true, that's why the result is true. You can observe the result at the bottom. Same way for the second OR operation, any one condition is true, the result will be true. And in the third operation, whatever the result, that can be opposite, that is NOT operation. Now next operator, that is bitwise operator. Here you have to understand, or you have to keep one thing in mind. Normally whatever the operators we have seen previously, all used with the decimal values. Now bitwise operator, that deals with each and every individual bit. So first of all what happen, whatever the value you are entering, that is in the decimal form, it will be converted into binary, and individual digits that can be compared, that can be checked with different bitwise operators. So these are the different operators: ampersand and OR sign, caret, that is XOR, then NOT, that is tilde sign, double less than, that is left shift, double greater than, that is right shift. So we will see one by one. Say for example here each and everything that will be defined 1111, that is the integer value 15. So if you want to perform 15 ampersand 10, these are the two decimal value. So what happen when the program will execute, when this bitwise operator ampersand, that will execute, the values are converted into the binary. So 15, that is equivalent to 1111 in the binary. Same way 10, that is equivalent to 1010. Now in bitwise operator, the operation that can be done on single bit. So you can check at the right hand side, say for example 1 and the 0, right? So AND operation, in which if the both the values are 1, then and then the result will be 1, otherwise it will become 0. So 1 and 0, so there is, you will get the result 0. Then after 1 and 1, so you will get 1, 1 and 0, that is result 0, and 1 and 1, so 1. So the result is 1010. So you can say that if you are performing bitwise AND operation on 15 and 10, you will get the result 10. Then after OR operation, same way, as we have discussed previously, if both the values are 1 or any one values are 1, in that case you will get the result 1, that is true. So 1 0 you will get 1, if 1 1 you will get 1, 1 0 that is 1 and 1 1 that is 1. So you will get the result 1 1 1 1, that is 15. Then after XOR operation, here if both the values are identical, in that case the result is 0. You can say that if both the values are 1, the result is 0. If both the values are 0, the result is 0. If the both the values are different, in that case only you will get the result 1. So 1 0 the result is 1, if 1 1 the result is 0, if 1 0 the result is 1 and 1 1 the result is 0. So that is nothing but the exclusive OR operation, or you can say that the XOR operation, and that can be performed on individual bits. That's why it is considering as bitwise operator. Then left shift and the right shift. So in the left shift, according to whatever the operand you are using, say for example left shift you want to move a particular position to only 1, in that case left shift with 1 operation. If you want to move on left hand side by 2 position, then it is left shift 2 operation, right. So in the left shift operation, whatever the values on the left hand side, that will be moved on the left hand side by 1 bit, and the right hand side whatever the zeros that can be added, and at a whole that binary will be converted into the decimal. You can see here in the figure, say for example you are performing left shift operation on 1010. So what happened, the very first left hand side 1 that will be moved on the left hand side. So each and every moved bit that can be moved on left side by 1, because we are performing the left shift 1 operation, and the right hand side whatever the digits that are shifted, that amount of zeros that will be added. So here you will get 1 0 1 0 0 after left shift 1 operation. Same way if you want to perform right shift operation, so from the right hand side individual bit that will be moved, because we are performing right shift with 1 position. If you are performing right shift with 2 position, in that case 2 bits that can be moved on the right hand side, and the left hand side the 0 will be added, and accordingly the result will be converted from binary to decimal. Then after NOT operation, so it is simply you can say that the ones complement operation. So 1 that is converted into 0 and 0 will be converted into 1. So here if you want to perform negation operation or NOT operation, or you can say the bitwise NOT operation on 1010, so you will get the result exactly opposite, that is 0 will convert it into 1 and 1 will be converted into 0. So for objective you can keep in the mind that if you are performing that NOT operation, that is simply it is, you can also say that it is ones complement operation. Now the next is program. You can see here same in the previous slide we have discussed with different values. Here different bitwise operator, ampersand, OR sign, then XOR, that is caret sign, all are used, negation, then after left shift and the right shift, right. Now we are moving with the next operator, that is assignment operator. Now as you already aware, if you want to assign some value to particular variable, you are using assignment operator, and that is nothing but the equal to sign. So in the table you can see first of all x equal to 5, that is normal variable that you are assigning some value. So on the right hand side you are mentioning the literal, and on the left hand side you are mentioning the identifier, that is nothing but the variable name. So the value at the right hand side that will be assigned to the left hand side. So equal to that will be considering as the assignment operator. Now you can also use for some different operations, and for that shorthand operator that you can also use. Say for example x plus equal to 3. So what happened, the value of x that will be added with the 3, and whatever the result that will be stored in the variable x. So you can reduce the length of particular expression or the statement with the help of this shorthand operator. Mind well one thing, in that syntax you have to write operator first, and then after you have to put the equal to sign, otherwise compiler will get you error message. Same way x minus equal to 3, that is equivalent to x equal to x minus 3. Same way x multiply into 3, that is x equal to x into 3. So this way you can use to minimize the length of particular expression by using assignment operator. Now the same will be displayed here in the form of program. Say for example, two variables that we have defined, plus equal to operation we are performing, then after we are printing the result. Same way minus equal to, then after slash equal to, that is performing division, double slash, then after it will perform floor division, then after modulo. So these are different operators that you can use in the form of this assignment operator. Ampersand equal to you are using, or equal to you are using, caret equal to you are using. So with any of the operator, if you are using equal to sign, these are considering as the assignment operator, right. Now the next operator is membership operator. Here you want to check, as we have discussed the data types in previous session. Suppose you are using sequence. So sequence may be anything, it may be array, array can be of integer, array can be of character, that is string, you can use list, you can use tuple, right. So these are all considering as the sequence. Now you want to check whatever the element that resides in particular sequence or not. In that case you are using this membership operators. So basically two keywords that are used here, in and not in. So if that particular element that is available in the sequence, then the result you will get, that is true, and if it is not available in particular sequence, then you will get the result false. Here on the screen you can see the example. Say for example, text equal to good morning, and you are trying to check the G character that is available in the string or not. So we are using in keyword here. So if it is available here, as in our case, so you will get the result true. And here say for example M that is not available in that particular string, in that case it will get the result false if it is not available in the string. Then after identity operator. So here if you want to check that particular different operators, or you want to check the memory location of two objects that are same or not. Say for example, you are storing the same value to different variables. In that case what happen? It cannot allocate the separate memory, but normally whatever the reference that are pointed out to that previous variable, right. Say for example, here you can observe in the example we have created one list that having these are the multiple elements. We are assigning list 1 to another list 2. That means what happened? List 2 is equivalent to list 1. So whatever the elements of list 1 that are assigned to list 2. So here not separate memory will be allocated, but what happened? List 2 that refers or points to whatever the memory location of list 1, right. So you can say that here if you want to allocate particular memory location of particular object, and if you want to check it resides or it points to the same variable or not, in that case you are using this identity operator. So here we are using list 1 is list 2. So in this case here it will be true. Then after we are creating third list. So both the list that are differ, list 1 and list 3 having the different values. So both having separate memory to store the values. So you can get the result, list 1 is not list 3, so it is false, right. So this way you can identify multiple variables that points to the same memory location or not, and you want to check that you are using any one keyword from is or is not, that is nothing but the identity operator, right. Now what is typecasting? So in some way, suppose we are just taking the concept of typecasting. If you want to convert from one data type to another data type, in that case you are using this typecasting. So normally if the small data type that will be converted into larger, there is no truncation. So this will happen automatically. But in some of the cases, suppose large data type that will be converted into smaller one, so some values are truncated, right. So that can be done with different inbuilt functions available in the Python. So basically typecasting that is divided broadly into two, implicit and the explicit, right. So the process of converting one data type into another, that is considered as typecasting. Now in implicit typecasting what happened? It will done automatically, and in the type conversion you can say that suppose one data type you want to convert into another manually. in that case you are using this explicit typecasting. Here you can see the result of implicit typecasting. Suppose variable 1 equal to 10, variable 2 equal to 2.5, you are performing addition operation. So here what happened? Automatically the add variable having the float type, because one variable that is of float, that means you are trying to convert integer to float, that is smaller to larger. So this will done automatically. That is nothing but the example of implicit type. And in explicit type, these are the different functions available. You can use manually like integer, float, str, list, tuple, set, boolean. These are all responsible to convert one data type into another. You can observe on the screen, say for example number equal to 5.8, that is of floating point data. Now suppose you are converting explicitly by mentioning the type int, that is data type, and in parenthesis you are defining that variable. So now it will be converted to the integer. You can check with the help of type function that will return you which data type for that particular value, right. So this way you can perform this explicit data type. Now we are concluding our session. In today's session we have discussed different operators that are available in the Python. We have also discussed the concept of typecasting if you want to convert one data type value to another data type, right. Now in the next session we are going to start with some control statements and looping statements. Till then, happy learning. Thank you.